ask me. Ask Iliza anything. It's time to ask. Ask me all your questions. In my mind, I was going to take a shower and then I was going to let my hair dry on camera and it was going to be like wavy and beautiful. And it's just kind of not. Like I don't have that hair. And so I was like, okay, I'll do like a sleek bun. But like that, the truth is, like the idea that you have to like fully blow out your hair to be presentable in the world is I call bullshit on it. Like for those of us with curly hair, like I'm just going to look.
Yeah.
It's just going to look a little crunchy. I don't know.
Yeah. I went to bed with wet hair the other night because I just gave up. I was like, I don't have the time to dry this. I got to go to bed.
And it's so bad for you. But guess what? Literally everything is. And like, I'm sorry, I don't feel like fully drying my hair stick straight before I go to bed. It doesn't even look that great. And this is why you see so many middle-aged women with a middle part low bun because that's why, because your hair is weird on the side. You just don't have the energy to put it up and make it look nice. And it's a low lift, low bun kind of day.
I never do a bun because I feel like it looks crazy, but I feel like I need to start.
Let me see.
Because it's just, it's just.
Let me see you with a bun.
There's just always like, why is it sticking up? Like, there's
because you have so much hair and nobody feels bad for you except for like Asian people.
Nobody believes me because I'm like, I actually have too much hair for a ponytail. Because if I do a ponytail, there's just always stuff. It's escaping. It's like in a fight.
Well, that's because you don't own a brush and you need it all.
I own a nice brush and I just bought a thing to clean the brush.
If I had hair like yours, I would be doing like Viking braids all throughout it. Like little ones, big ones. I'd have a bird in there.
From the ring.
Yeah, that's the vibe. Can we also talk about the absolute betrayal it is when you have a pet who pees on a rug and you've never really seen them do it before?
See, that makes me want you to take her to the vet.
I think we should.
Surprise behavior like that is she could have a UTI.
Is it surprise behavior or has my dog secretly been peeing on this rug and we never clocked it? And we're like, wow, she holds her pee for like 15 hours and she's always peed on the rug.
Oh, it could be the latter. I want some changes for Tian Fu. I'm unionizing for Tian Fu. She needs a pee pad. It is weird.
A pee pad. No.
Well, then take her out. I
just got it washed too. Yeah, I don't want to get a bunch of letters like, you're abusing your pet. Perfect little baby. Spends the whole day in bed with me if I need. But it did feel like an affront. Like she did that. And I was like, I kept saying to her, like, why did you do that? I give you everything.
I think because she couldn't help it. Leave her alone.
But I had just taken her out. It's not like.
Well, then it could be a UTI. This is why we're investigating.
No, I think she secretly pees on that rug and I never clocked it. And today I happened to catch her.
You think you wouldn't have caught it with your nose? But you do just always accuse things of smelling. So maybe this whole time you've been like accusing other people and it was your pee-covered rug.
Some of my relatives came over. Well, they're Noah's relatives, really.
And did you accuse them all of smelling?
They gifted us a wooden bowl and a bunch of fresh lemons and a sprig of rosemary, which is wild because if you live in LA, you have rosemary on your property. Like we have so much of it. But okay. And we're eating dinner and I'm having breakfast and I'm like, something smells. What smells? Is it the table? Is it my hands? Is it the chopsticks in the soup? Like what smells? Come to find out it was the rosemary and it was rotting and it was the bowl that they gifted us.
What was up with the bowl?
Just like some old wood. I'm nervous to ask, like, where'd you get that bowl?
There wasn't like something soaked into it?
I don't know. I don't know where she got it. I don't know if it's new. Part of me is like, was this, I'm going to have to ask her. And it's a cute bowl, but I'm going to have to be like, did you bring a mold bowl?
I think you just don't say anything. I think you just get rid of it.
It's carved into the shape of a heart though.
Oh.
It's so cute.
You know what you can do? You know what you should do? AI is bad, but Google Lens, you go to Google and you use the thing to take a picture of it and it searches the internet to see. So you can find out if it was like from CVS and you can throw it away.
Like, is this like a world market purchase or is this actually like you carved it? I'll find out. Maybe that's what lead smells like. Anyways, I got to the bottom of it and all through dinner, I was like, what is it? And then I found out and I texted my nanny who had left for the night and I was like, it was the lemon bowl. And she's like, hey, I'm with my family now. Speaking of nannies, I don't know if you saw, I didn't post it. Myrna came to visit us, our Jamaican nanny, the other day. She had left a family like in the area. She came to visit us, and Ethan was like eating something weird. And we were like, "Don't eat that, Ethan." And I was like, "Instant diarrhea," and she was like, "Instant." And I was like, "Myrna, will you say instant diarrhea?" And she was like, "Instant diarrhea." I was like, "No, like really do it with the accent.
Hit it hard.
Instant diarrhea." And she was like, you crazy." And I was like, "Come on, Myrna." And like, she came with me to a screening of my movie. And I'm like, all night, I'm like, instant, instant diarrhea.
She went to Chasing Summer?
Me have instant diarrhea. She went. She loved it.
I love that.
And then a little drunk this weekend with my girlfriends, I called her from a bar bathroom. And I was like, "Watch, I'm going to wake up this lady because she's for sure asleep in Florida and it's 3 hours ahead." She answered. And I was like, "Myrna, I'm here with a bunch of white women. Instant diarrhea." And then she went, instant diarrhea. I have the video. She's a trooper. You're telling me, bombastic instant diarrhea is not really funny.
Record that song.
Bombastic side eye instant diarrhea.
No, I'm now more focused on the fact that she went and saw your movie. I love that so much.
It was really cool. She came to visit. I was like, "Do you want to come with me and do something adult?" So I just rolled in.
Do you want to come see me naked, Myrna?
Do you want to come see me naked? I mean, she's Jamaican. It's a tropical place. She's seen naked bodies.
Well,
I just rolled in with my
she's been
Jamaican
in your
grandma.
house with you and your baby, so I think she's seen it all.
My baby have an instant diarrhea. I was like, "I need you to call me back with some of your family members." And I want to hear them all say instant diarrhea.
I want her to have you say stuff for her family members, like casserole. Like what you can say as a white person that's fun for her to play for her family. Oh, you could ask to speak to a manager?
I did actually one time ask her about a family she worked with, and she said they are Jew. And I was like, "Do you mean Jewish?" She was like, "Yeah, that's what I meant."
They are.
You know, we're all learning things. Speaking of instant diarrhea and things that make you nervous, we have questions.
Did you know? Can I just real quick? You know the Shaft, those movies. It was like Richard Roundtree, then Samuel L. Jackson. The original movies, the sequel was Shaft Among the Jews. It's like, what was he doing?
Weird.
I was like,
Probably just on the Lower East Side or something where like Hasidic Jews live.
It's just Shaft in a different part of town than usual. I was like, good for you, Shaft. Have fun. Okay, let's do questions. And we're going to do the question I've been dying to answer. Okay? I'm in control.
Oh, cool.
It's from Patreon. Am I crazy?
Because you wanted all the drama.
I wanted all the drama. Am I crazy? We've discovered mice in our basement. My husband comes from a family of animal lovers and doesn't want to be inhumane in catching the mice. He made no effort to look up humane ways to catch and release. That fell on me. I'm from a more country background where I had to bury my first dog myself at age 8. If it were up to me, we would be doing this at a fraction of the cost, inhumanely. Well, it's not. I don't like that. Since it is my husband who wants to do this humanely, and since he made no effort to research like I did, when the humane traps arrived, I told him he was responsible for disposing of them. He made a halfway
Disposing?
Yeah. When you catch them humanely, you got to
release them.
Well, I think some humane traps are release and some humane traps are quick kill. Something like a glue trap is not humane because it's a slow death.
It's just a really agile cat waiting for you and it kills you so quickly.
So fast.
But then you got to dispose of that cat.
No, not the cat. He made a halfway home out of Amazon boxes filled with water.
For like drug addicted mice?
Yes. Filled with water or food, literally 20 yards from our house, where he takes the caught mice to vacation. Oh, okay. They're alive. So she's catching them alive. He's supposed to take them. You're supposed to take them far away. Eliza, remember when you had skunks and a guy had to come and take them like miles and miles away so they wouldn't find their way back?
Took them to Sherman Oaks.
He had to get them out of there. Yeah. But he just made a house 20 yards and takes the caught mice to there. Obviously, they all come right back to the house. He now thinks this should be my responsibility and doesn't understand why it was his. I explained I didn't care about doing it humanely. He did. So this is his responsibility. He's now decided, well, they're in the basement and they aren't hurting us. Let's just let them live there. Am I fucking crazy here? The room in our basement where they've set up their living quarters is where our AC unit, water pump, water tank, water heater, and other expensive equipment with cords they can chew through, or die next to our AC unit and pipe and pipe that through the house.
Is your husband dealing with some sort of mental health spectrum issue?
I understand the laziness. I understand. Yes, your husband's right to want to do it humanely, but the idea that he's like, you know what? Let's just leave him down there. You know, I'm the most
something's wrong. No,
bleeding heart, and I had something up there, and I put traps. I paid for an exclusion. They can't live there.
I care less about the mice and more about this weird communication issue between you and your husband, because you wanted it. It's your responsibility kind of thing. And this isn't like my husband's perfect and yours isn't, but like I wanted to use, Noah has like a teleprompter and I wanted to use it for this thing I had to do. And he like exhausted dug it out of a box, set it up, helped Danielle. At no point was he like, it's your thing. You figure it out. I really don't like that that's what your husband said. You're trying to, and also mice carry disease. Like I get they're friendly, whatever. We're all vegan. Hantavirus. And you know what happens with hantavirus? A Japanese ghost moves into your rectum.
That probably is a real thing.
My bigger issue is your husband's absolute childishness in responding to you. And, I know we're dealing with animal lives here because, you want to be like, fine, then I'm just going to kill them. And that's what's going to happen. That is wild and weird, inefficient problem solving. And I wonder if that leaks over into other areas of your marriage that he's like, great, I'll release them nearby.
20 yards away. Because you compromised. You were like, look, you grew up in the country. You dealt with things a certain way. You said, you know what? We'll pay more to do this, quote unquote, the right way. And then he goes, well, I'm still going to do the bare minimum. He's taking them and he's just like, oh, I can still see the house. Well, have a nice life.
Into other parts of your marriage where this is happening, because this is just weird. I mean, maybe just hire an exterminator and then they deal with it. If you don't have a problem killing them, then just do it. It is an infestation. And you're right. They will chew through wires. They have made a home in a weird place. It's not like you live on a farm and they're in a barn or something. I would ask your husband, like, what's your fucking problem? And also, if he's never had mice, he may not realize the threat that they potentially pose. But this is a communication issue, and it's not about the mice. And I think you're making it about the mice. But there's a bigger issue there because that is a wild way to respond to you. And what I really hate is him being like, well, you want to deal with it. It's your problem, not mine. That's not a marriage. Well, that's wild.
And when you own property
I also
together,
got no sleep last night, so I'm going to be
mad,
razor sharp today.
I just imagine there's a hole in part of the roof. He's like, well, it's not over where we sleep, so whatever. Like, this is just not helpful.
He's like, it's not over where I sleep, so it should be fine. And then as a man to be like, I'm going to deal with it, and then you concoct some weird Mickey Mouse, spare this mouse's life scam. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
That's what I would say to him. As a comic, you could use the R word. I think some of our viewers might get upset. So I'll save it for the stage. Whoops.
We have an anonymous email. Should I stay or should I go?
Probably just go.
Probably today, based on your mood, go. Hey, Iliza, Emily, and crew. Thank you for the podcast. I've listened to every single episode. I'm a 26-year-old woman living in California. I moved here 3 years ago from Canada to pursue my passion as a biomedical engineer. I love my career and I love where I live. However, I live far from my family and close friends and I miss them a lot. I'm also single and I want to be married and have children. I don't know whether to stay here and hope to find someone or if I should go home, try to find a job I like as much and hopefully find someone at home. For context, I could see myself being happy living in either country long term, but my worry is that I get older here and haven't met anyone. And at that point, I move back home and then I'm stuck without my career and I'm still single. I broke up with someone recently and I'm now worried that I gave up my one chance at the future I want.
No.
Anyway, I can't decide if I just stay here to pursue my passions and risk not meeting someone, being away from my family, or I should go home and risk not finding a job, but at least have my people near me and maybe find someone there. Thank you in advance. And then she provided a picture so you could know that she's cute.
Can confirm, adorable.
But she's taking a picture that's like so nice and she's wearing a nice top and earrings and someone in the back is raising a full bottle of alcohol. Like she's at a different event than everyone else there.
Around what seems like a child also drinking wine. What is her name? Did she give us her name?
No, Anonymous.
No. Anonymous, listen, it feels like you're saying you live in LA because I don't think your concern would be that you can't meet someone any other part of any other state. This is the only city where people are like, I absolutely cannot date. You are suffering from a post-breakup nervousness. You were with someone. I don't know why women, I don't know what novel we all read as children where we're like, and it's my only chance at love. Like maybe it's too many Hallmark movies. Like the world just doesn't work like that. Where like in your, I'm guessing mid to late 20s, you had your one chance and it didn't work for you and you fucked it over and you should have compromised more. Having self-worth is very important. Having a job that you love is important. And it's okay to want everything. But since what you have right now is a job that you love, I say you give it a try. I say you keep all doors open. But I really would get rid of this idea that was my shot. And maybe you feel like you chose a job over him, or I don't know where that guy lives. I don't have a ton of context, but that is absolutely crazy and not the case. If and you're missing your friends because you don't have a boyfriend right now, but you seem to have friends because they're all drunk in the background of that picture. LA is not for everyone. California is not for everyone. I would try to see how far you can take this job and how fulfilling it is. And it may not be. You may get to a place where you're like, what I really want is to be a wife and a mother. And maybe you do have a better shot, but just because you move home doesn't mean you're going to meet anyone. And you might be from a place where everybody is already married. Always invest in yourself. This is not saying you have to be like an ice cold career woman and freeze your eggs and go for it. But you worked really hard for that degree. And it sounds like it's a job that you like and that you want. I would just give it a beat.
I don't think there's any city you can move to that you're guaranteed to find love. Now, yes, I do think LA is a little harder.
Denver. They call it menver. It's like 3 men to every woman.
Really?
Every woman has to date 3 men at once.
Okay, so you could move to Denver. But yeah, moving to Canada doesn't fix that. Doesn't guarantee you a man.
And also remember, you moved away for a reason, for an opportunity. And it sounds like you haven't really indulged in that opportunity. Maybe there's other jobs within that opportunity. I just think you're a little butthurt because of this breakup. And so you're starting to feel like there won't, and I get it. I've been there. I know what that feels like. There are other options. Yes, it is hard. And maybe you don't live in LA, but it does sound like you do. Maybe like San Diego. Just give it a beat. In 6 months, let us know. And even in 6 months, I'd probably still tell you, keep enjoying your job. But if you really are homesick, then go home. But don't make that decision because you're single here.
Yeah.
Because it would really suck to move home and you give up the job and then that relationship doesn't work out. Now you don't even have the job. You have to think about what really fulfills you and like what's your... A year from now, if you don't have a boyfriend, are you going to explode? You have the job.
Yeah.
So don't give that up just yet.
Becky writes in, is my fear of heights ruining my life? Hi, Liza and Emily. I've been a fan since I first saw Liza on Just for Laughs in 2012. Have you ever considered doing a show in Atlantic Canada? I really want to see you, but unfortunately, I'm deathly afraid of flying. Now, I want to give you this opportunity to say, have you been to Atlantic Canada?
Yes, I have played Halifax once. I brought my dog Blanche. That should let you know how long ago it was. Always trying to go back there. It's not a lot of money.
Okay.
It's not like a massive opportunity unless you're playing like a stadium. So that's a tough one, but would love to head over to PEI. And slurp up some muscles.
My boyfriend, 28 male, and I, 29 female, have been together since high school and recently bought a house. We hosted family for Christmas, including my aunt from England. My aunt is a world traveler and also owns a house in Australia. My dad is from Spain, and I was fortunate to visit both England and Spain when I was 9. Since then, I haven't flown. I've never been huge on traveling. The farthest my boyfriend and I have traveled together is Quebec City, which is 10 hours one way by car. I absolutely hate heights. I've broken down in tears hiking cliffsides, ziplining, or other fun activities people like to do while traveling. Boyfriend wanted to zipline over a waterfall in Quebec. I said I would watch him safely from the ground. He didn't end up doing it. Well, it's his problem. My mom and brother went to Cuba a few years back. My boyfriend wanted to go, but I didn't want to fly. Womp womp. Womp womp. Boyfriend will share dreams of going to Spain with my dad to visit my family, or dreams of taking my mom to England or Australia to visit my aunt. I'm just so afraid I'll have a panic attack on the plane, or worse, that I'll be stuck in another country out of fear of flying back. I've convinced myself it's not worth experiencing if I can't travel by car. My boyfriend's grandma just came into some money and wants to take a trip down south. He wants to go and I support that. I don't want my fear of heights to interfere with his life more than it does already. I know he wants me to go, but I wouldn't be a great hang. I'm a bit of a biatch anytime heights are involved. I can tell at this point he's annoyed with me. I was able to avoid traveling for a long time. It was practical. We were saving for a house. Now I don't have any other excuse besides I'm scared. I'm just a big bag of nerves, but my boyfriend wants to see the world. I want him to go without me, but at the same time, I feel a tinge of jealousy at the thought. Am I ruining my life? Am I ruining his life? Even before my aversion to heights, I remember feeling kind of meh about traveling. My dad used to talk about a second trip to Spain. I'd shut him down. I really have always been so boring. How do I convince myself, a homebody, that the world is worth seeing? Do you have any tips for getting over a fear of heights and flying? Please, big sister, knock some sense into me, Becky.
Becky, you traveled at 9. So obviously I want to know if something happened. I am not a psychologist, but you definitely need to see one. And to be honest, yes, you are annoying and you are limiting your life experiences, what could be life-changing experiences, and you're limiting your boyfriend's fun, and he loves you. But this is up there with anything that precludes people from having fun, whether it's a dietary restriction or things that you just don't like, or just a weird disdain for something. People get really tired of that. Okay. It's not like you guys met at like 60 and you're like, by the way, I don't want to travel. He's like, okay, well, we can just be home together or something. You need to see a doctor, because there's something behind this something. And quite honestly, you're like, what if I have a panic attack in the air? Okay. Then you have a panic attack in the air and you like think you can't breathe, but you totally can. And at least you're on the plane.
They'll give you Xanax for that.
Yeah. I don't know if it's something, maybe it's a past life thing. I don't know why people have fears of heights, but there's something behind something. Maybe it's a fear of control, but he is going to lose patience with you. And it's a bummer. And like, it's a hard thing to respect. You know, it's not like you're like, I don't like wheat because I have a gluten allergy. And like, that's kind of real. Like, it's all in your head. And I'm not saying that doesn't hurt and it's not scary, but there are ways to deal with that. But like, your family wants to take you and travel and see the world. 10 hours to Quebec City. Who cares? You are limiting yourself. And I think it's going to start to bother him because he's going to want to go have a wedding and have a honeymoon with you. And it's like, oh, my wife doesn't travel. And you're just going to become like a wet blanket. And I would also venture to say there's probably other things in your life. Like, this is a big thing and you have to have a willingness to confront it and try to get better. And right now I'm not hearing that. You're not even like, okay, I don't even know if they have it in your country. Like, I'll take a Xanax or an Ativan or something. It's lame. Like, don't get cozy just because you have a boyfriend who loves you and you're like, I don't need to do anything. Like, that doesn't work for very long. Sorry.
I think that when I first started reading and listening to the question, I was like, okay, the boyfriend needs to just man up. Like, if you're both somewhere and you don't want to zip line, he should still zip line. But then as we get further, it's like, oh, you don't want to partake in anything with him. And clearly you will feel a little jealous if he does, which I'm sure he can sense, which really puts him in an impossible situation.
That's right.
And this is not like, I think if you had just parents that were American and boring, it would be easier to get away with. But you have connections. You have places you could stay. You could visit your aunt in Australia. You could visit your dad's family in Spain. Like, people would kill for those connections.
These places to go.
And your boyfriend is seeing that and going, oh my God, like the life. I think you're missing out because this idea of boring, I don't travel a lot because that's not what I spend money on. But if someone were to say, like, present me with the opportunity, I'd go. But I think people make traveling such a part of their personality. It's like on dating apps, like, I love to travel. Okay, well, how much money do you have? But you don't need to have it be your personality, but your boyfriend wants to see something cool, or you want to see your aunt's house.
He wants to do things with you.
Yeah.
And your family wants to do things with you, but also the unwillingness to budge. Like, I feel like in your life, maybe you aren't that flexible. And the fact that, at least you're being honest, you're like, and it would make me a little jealous. You kind of don't have that right. You know, to be like, I can't do this because of some weird mental thing I'm not going to deal with. And I also don't want you to. You're asking him to also make his life small. And eventually he will get tired of that. Noah and I went to New Zealand. I took an airplane. We had to go bungee jumping. Full disclosure, I didn't. But he did. And there was no part, it was for the show. And there was no part of me that was like, you shouldn't do it. Like, the idea that you would inhibit someone else's pleasure because of like something that you're dealing with, it's a little selfish, and he's not going to put up with that forever.
I get really annoyed on the dating app. People will be like, oh, I love to just hop on a plane on the weekend. No, I'm not that kind of flexible. But the idea that you won't travel like once, twice a year for big like vacations, you do. I think it's inhibiting you more than you think. And talking to someone about it and getting some sort of CBT therapy or something will really help.
Or not even, or just, what do you mean CBT?
Cognitive behavioral.
Oh, I was like, that's not, you can't just ask people to like
take some THC.
Smoke weed.
No.
CBD, that's what I was thinking of. Yeah, CBD. Something to at least try. It could be a small flight or something. Like nothing's going to happen. The odds of you dying in a car crash on the way to Quebec City, I think, are higher. But I bet you there are other places in your life where you are not flexible. And I think this will open up so many doors for you, not just travel-wise, but mentally, and will make you a better partner. You got to go. You got to talk to someone. Try BetterHelp. There are therapists like dedicated to issues specifically like this, and you need to talk to one. Otherwise, your life will get very small.
A lot of people have a fear of flying, so it's not people. So you can overcome this.
I think this is I think this is about control.
It could be.
I am not a doctor, and I'm making it up. But you also don't want him to enjoy himself. Like I think that, and by not going, you kind of control everyone's plans. I wonder. I would just put it out there. You seem lovely. I'm just saying.
Struggling with self-worth and embarrassment after friends crossed a line. Hello.
Ooh.
I'm writing because I'm struggling with something I don't feel I can talk about with friends or family, and I could really use a woman's perspective. About a year ago, some friends became aware that I have a micropenis. It was deeply embarrassing, but over time, I tried to cope by laughing along when jokes were made and telling myself that acceptance meant not letting it define me. I genuinely thought I had reached a healthier place with it. Recently, after I was promoted at work, we were all out drinking and I was talking about my new responsibilities. Two friends started talking amongst themselves and laughing, and when I asked why, one of them said she, quote, couldn't take me seriously right now. I asked why again, since I was proud of this promotion and I wasn't exaggerating or anything like that. She flat out said it was because of my condition, although she used much more hurtful words right in front of everyone. Was not expecting that. Everyone laughed. No one stood up for me. I didn't even know what to say. Everyone was a little drunk, but still. Since then, I felt diminished in a way I can't shake. I've worked hard on my health, my career, and my independence, but now I feel like none of that matters. Like I'll always be reduced to this one thing, no matter what I accomplish. Oof. I keep thinking that no matter what I accomplish, I'll never be taken seriously, especially by women. My question is, how does someone rebuild self-worth after being publicly humiliated over a physical condition they can't change? How can I face my friends and talk to women after this? And how do you set boundaries or regain a sense of dignity when even the people you trusted treat you as a joke because of it? I'm also struggling with dating and opening up to women at all, and I really just don't know how to move forward mentally from this. Any advice would be appreciated. Thank you in advance.
No name?
No.
I'm kidding. First of all, those aren't your friends. And that girl can fucking rot. That is so shitty. You obviously made it seem like you were totally cool with it. Not even obviously. That's like saying dress like that, you were asking for it. Like, I don't know if you had joked about it, so she thought it was okay to joke about it. That part is unclear. But you're embarrassed. And you're embarrassed because you are talking about one of the things we place the most importance on in our society. And I'm not a man, so I cannot tell you what that feels like, but I know a feeling of embarrassment like that. It's almost like you have to start over, because this isn't like you have herpes and it's like, okay, 90% of people have herpes, fucking whatever. Like this is something that like, this is how you're built. I mean, obviously my first thought was like, I hope maybe you could get really good at going down on women, because that's equally as important. But I think there are probably plenty of men who have that condition that still have like healthy functioning relationships, because sex is important, but there's so many components of sex. And then there's so many other parts to a relationship. And you feel betrayed. You obviously cannot be friends with that girl, because you also don't want to talk to her about it. Because what you would say is like, this is a physical condition that like, I don't want to be embarrassed about, but you made fun of me. And now I've been reduced to this, and like you did it just for your own laugh. Like, how can I ever respect you again? Like, what does that say about her?
She's not a friend. And I wonder why, like you're saying they found out, like your friends shouldn't know anything about, don't hang out with these people and don't tell your friends about your penis.
Yeah, like maybe you slept with a girl and she saw that and then the girl was shitty. Like I don't know how they found out. That's the other part we want to know. But you're talking about a promotion. To say I can't take you seriously right now is so fucked up. Like, would you say that to you if you were a dwarf or if you were like missing a limb?
I just don't know why is she sitting there, you're talking and she's thinking about your penis? Like, that's clearly just like, she's a freak.
You're not friends with that girl anymore.
No,
I think
she's
you
not
just
a
got
friend.
it. I think I hate this because it's always hard to hear, but like it really does say more about her. And again, I mean, I'm sure you could go on like a forum about this, but I don't know. I think if I were dating and I met a guy who was good looking and incredible and treated me right and was kind and good with other things, and he's like, I have a micro penis, I think I'd be like, well, we could probably just like work with that or around it. Do you lift weights? That's hot. We all have things that we cannot help. Or maybe you can't help. Maybe there's like a surgery for that. I have no idea. But I think you really have to work hard to not allow yourself to be reduced down to that. Then again, I'm saying that as a girl, I don't have a penis. And that is one of the most important things in our society. So fuck her. May she only have sex with micro penises. May she have a micro penis. Maybe that's why she's upset.
I just can't imagine. She's not. That's insane. Like, I know that it hit this guy really hard. That's like high school 80s movie. Like, that doesn't happen in real life, so it's not going to happen to you again. Like, that's a fluke.
That's all. I mean, can you like change jobs or something? Like,
no,
that is
don't
really
change jobs.
girl.
This isn't her coworker, his coworker. This is just a friend. And it's like, no,
You're not
don't hang out with her. And also, why did she know?
We're missing all of that. And also, like, are you a dick? And then you're like, and I have a micro penis, and someone's like, well, fuck you. Like, we don't have that part of it. But like, it's less about the micro penis and more about the fact that she's using something personal against you and she can't take you seriously. Like, who the fuck is she that you need her to take you seriously? And here you are presenting something you're so proud of, and she made it about something else.
Yeah.
She's a child.
It's bizarre. Get some better friends. Get some work friends.
But do not confront her, because then you'll just be the angry guy with the micro penis. Just ice this girl out and never talk to her again. And you're not going to talk to her because she's emotionally unsafe.
I feel like very rarely does a man confronting a woman go particularly well for anyone. I think it's just not in the cards.
Often they're incapable and they just like lash out.
Yeah. So we have an update.
Red Hot Update.
And a question from our friendly neighborhood lesbian who says, hi, I'm back. I'm the lesbian that asked for advice on if I should stop seeing the person who still lived with her ex. And I did.
Yay!
Then I started seeing someone. At first, things were good. Only downside, it was long distance. We talked every day, and then out of the blue this week, she ghosted me. I'm blocked on everything, and my heart feels broken. My question to y'all is, when I'm casually dating, how do I learn not to take the ghosting part so hard? Love, your neighborhood lesbian.
Well, you can take it hard. It's really shitty. Now, you say casually dating. Now, you also were a woman who lived with your ex,
well,
right?
No. So they were dating someone. Our lesbian was dating a woman who lived with their ex. And it was just weird.
You have a really low standard for how you allow yourself to be treated. And I wonder if, again, we need the context. You say casually dating. Had you had sex? Had you gone out 3 times?
It was long distance. So I'm guessing not, but I feel like that's integral to the question because it's like, I think these long distance relationships, when you're kind of getting the most curated version of someone, can become way too intimate. Like we've talked, you shouldn't text for too long on a dating app. It can become so intimate. So you were falling for this person in text and then they just block you. It can be very like, now you have no access to them. You're not going to see them.
And you've told them so much about yourself. I mean, honestly, it sounds like they met someone and that person was like, you need to stop what you're doing. And they were like, okay, bye. And they didn't treat you like a person. I would opt to not do long distance dating. What you need to, it hurts because you're like, did I do something wrong? No, they did something wrong. Unless you did and you're just like not letting us know. You need some more self-respect. and you need to find a healthy, functioning relationship and do things normally, and have transparency and clear communication. What is it you were living? What is it she's living?
She was dating someone and that person was living with their ex. And we were like, no.
You're putting up with weird constraints. You're like, okay, you're living with your ex. Okay, I'm sure this will be fine. It's not like she was getting a divorce and there were like children involved. And in this case, you're like, okay, well, I'm not really going to see you, but this will be fine. Right now, you are emotionally sort of out to sea and you're kind of taking whatever you can get. And I think we've all been there. God, I remember when I downloaded Raya, there was a guy who would DM me and it was always like word puzzles and we would text like word puzzles and he like seemed cute, never asked me out, never really talked to me. And it would always like, I was like, I guess this is fun. And in your girl head, you're like, maybe he's going to ask me out one day. And then I met Noah and I just completely deleted the app immediately. I owed him nothing. Not dissimilar to what happened to you. I think sometimes as women, we feel so devoid of emotional connection that will kind of just take scraps. And you need to set a better standard for yourself. You are owed a real in-person person that's unattached. You don't have to compromise. You are not bottom of the bargain bin. You are not damaged goods and you don't need damaged goods.
And I think in both instances, we don't need, let's not give so much of ourselves to someone who's not more of a sure thing. You know, like it sounds like you're very loving and open and you put your trust in people. Wait until you've met in person a few times before you really, you don't know
before
this person.
Tell them about your micro penis.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't know these people and you don't know who the fuck you're talking to. It could be an AI. Like, did you meet in person? Like, just keep it closer to you.
Yeah.
And just think that you have something special to offer and it's for a special person who has to earn it in a way. Don't give yourself away. Mm-hmm. Unless you're a total damaged goods psycho and we don't know a picture and we don't know anything about you. But that's my advice. Come on. You peed on the rug and you're barking. Why? My children.
We have a question from Patreon.
Stop.
From a woman that is actually for her brother.
Oh my God. Hello? I'm doing a podcast. Oh boy.
You have a lot of makeup on.
I have a lot of makeup on? Sorry, what'd you say?
Mommy's wearing a lot of makeup.
I am wearing like a sunscreen concealer.
No, she's not. She's wearing makeup.
I'm barely wearing any makeup, right, Glendy?
Is Sierra wearing any makeup?
Are you wearing makeup? No. Well, how do you even know? I look great. Get out of here. Everybody, put my Maneki Neko down. Put it down. Come here. Give me that. I'm not going to open it. You got to go. Get out. I love you. There's 2 kids come in, instantly humble me by saying I'm wearing a lot of makeup, and then pick up a breakable Maneki Neko.
But didn't you say she like loves makeup? She's like into it.
I'm wearing like the lightest foundation.
Well, which is what I just think
I'm wearing a tinted moisturizer and some mascara.
She doesn't believe you,
but I look natural.
She just wanted to talk about makeup.
Okay, pretty big words for someone who woke up at 12:30 freaking out because her nightlight turned off.
12:30 a.m.?
Yeah.
All right, so we have a question from the Patreon, and they've given it a name. The last single millennial, ... Hi, Iliza. Baby arm, babies, fur knot, and obviously Hot Scotty number 2. He's Hot Scotty number 1.
Yeah, who's number 2? Glenn, you can be Hot Scotty number 2.
Glenn is Hot Scotty number 2. Long haul truckers here. Curious on your big sister take on my brother's situation. Now, I love someone writing in because they're like, this person needs help. I'm just going to get them some.
You're just driving and just turn it on and be like, hey, listen to this. Oh, wait, is this about your situation?
That sounds familiar. He, 37 male, is incredibly sweet and smart, multiple engineering degrees, but is a bit socially awkward. Did I mention all the engineering degrees? While I dated in high school and college, he always focused on grades and sports. He's had no issues getting jobs, moving for said jobs, and making friends, but he's never had a relationship and never wanted to talk about it. For years, I assumed maybe he was asexual. It never came up, and he seemed happy enough, so we never prodded. Mom might have a bit, but that's it. I, 35 female, had been married to my husband, 35 male, for years now. And my brother visited us for the weekend and dropped to my husband that he actually was trying to look for a girlfriend, but it just wasn't going well. He's found women he's interested in, but he's getting really hung up on how to have his first relationship and sexual experience at 37. Word a total loss here, so I'm curious on your thoughts. Anonymous, please. People in my life definitely listen. We never get that either. Usually people are like, anonymous, even though no one I know knows what this is.
I mean, first of all, he needs to not talk to you about it.
Well, he was talking to her husband, and the husband ratted. Because the husband's probably like, we thought he was asexual. He's not. He wants to meet a girl. He told me.
I guarantee you, and we've had them right into this podcast, there are plenty of women who are on like a similar asexual appearing spectrum as you. He never has to be ashamed of what he is or who he is. And the right woman out there, if it were reversed, it's a little daunting for a guy, but it's usually when women are younger, like, oh, it's their first time having sex. I don't know if I want all that to be on me. I'm sure like the right girl would have like no problem with it. And he's just a super, super late bloomer, and he's an academic. Maybe he's on some sort of like autism spectrum. I don't know, but he's just got to put him, maybe make him help him make a dating profile. It's not something you need to lead with. Like, I've never had sex before, but if he meets the right girl who really likes him, she might be totally okay with it. She's got to take it one step at a time. Bite that elephant one bite at a time.
It's hard because if he did all these engineering degrees, he had very little exposure to women. There aren't as many women as we would like in those programs. So it's like, I think like anything else, if he has this analytical brain, it's about practice. It's about trying. It's about meeting women. It's about talking to women. It's about having conversations and figuring out how to relate to them in a way that might be different than your tech buddies.
I mean, you could take him out for drinks to kind of like get his feet wet. And you know, you could go out with him. It's a little weird because you're his sister. Maybe your husband could take him out just to kind of see what's out there. Definitely create a dating profile. Maybe do it like on a conservative one where you're not going to get like a bunch of like weirdos out there in the world. But I mean, I don't know. He's a guy, so I think it'll be kind of like easy for him. You could also just like hire an escort to get that out of the way.
You know, I think if he was super worried about just the sex part, that would maybe be a situation. But it sounds like he's just kind of like, oh, it'll be my first relationship. How do I even like you approach everything else? How did you approach your degrees? You just have to start. You have to start talking to people. You have to whittle down your odds. You have to, you know, I think you can approach it that way.
And it's not academic. It is hunting. You have to get out there and you have to get hurt and you got to play ball, which I know you're unfamiliar with. And you've got to go on dates and talk to people. I thought she said she played sports and
he was focused on academic and sports and not.
Well, then he should totally understand. You just got to get out there and play ball. Hopefully there's grass on the field. Please let there be grass on the field. See what happens. You're not going to, no woman is going to be into a guy that doesn't put in any effort. So he's just got to get out there, go to some bars, get on the dating apps and just try talking to them. There's nothing ventured, nothing gained. He's just got to get in there. Got to get in there.
Yeah.
You got to get in there.
And you as the sister, just like think about it. Don't say anything to him necessarily, but do you know why he would have a problem with a girl? Like, is he rude? Is he arrogant? Weird? Is he weird? Like, you're really the only person in his life who can tell him if that's the case. So just be thinking, what are the stumbling blocks if you want to set him up for success?
Does he have a rage issue? I literally just rewatched Punch Drunk Love last night. And your brother reminds me of the Adam Sandler character. Rewatch that movie and tell me if that's your brother.
Okay, so we have had a kind of question, kind of request, just kind of a nice comment I wanted to read you.
I love it.
Iliza, I have been missing Fred on the podcast. Hoping to hear him pop in soon. Would love to hear him interact with Emily. Oh, and the elusive hot Scotty. I am catching up on older episodes and was so tickled to hear Fred guest starring in his first post-COVID appearance. I love your father-daughter dynamic and how you just have the best stories. I recently lost my dad and it still feels hard to even function. He is actually my third father figure loss, following my first stepfather when I was 13, my real dad when I was 29, and now this loss at 35. That is a lot. It makes
you wonder, is it you?
Right, are you a Black Widow? That is a lot of grief, but listening to your banter has me smiling and remembering my own father-daughter banter. Thank you for sharing your advice, wisdom, and family with your listeners. You've been a much-needed anchor in my sea of grief. And then P.S., Did Fred ever give an official comment on all the weed at the U.S. Open? He did not. I remember he was just like, Yeah,
I think he was like, I'm not focused on that.
Yeah.
Well, as it would happen, my dad and Barbara will be visiting. I'm looking at my calendar, which is why I'm not looking at the camera. In the hell are they coming? In March and February. Where is it? My dad and they're coming to visit. I got to write this down somewhere. And is it here? Yes. They're coming in on the week of February 26th. So let's earmark that to do an impromptu episode. If you have any questions for my dad that I will actually read, because the majority of them I probably won't care about, please don't ask any tennis questions. I just can't care.
Is he
But he could still
teaching tennis?
Yeah, my dad's a tennis pro at a country club. I feel like the bulk of the questions would be like, look, you gotta just say this isn't working. It's gonna be very blunt New York advice, but if that does something for you guys, we absolutely can have them on. So we can do an episode, Glenn and Emily, when they get here. I was gonna float that to you guys anyway.
And we have another update. We had someone write in and they said, they were the ones who said, I guess my boyfriend and I should just get married to make everyone happy. They'd been together 8 years. They have pressure from their parents. And they were like, oh, should we just do it? So this was in the episode Fruit Flowers Are Dorky.
There you go.
Thank you, question asker, for putting that episode in your update. It's much appreciated. So sharing an update, because we had a lot of like, why not just get married? Like, what's up with common law? Like, get the tax benefits. Like, who cares? So she says, I'm sorry I didn't add enough context. It's okay.
It's okay. We still really like you.
When we started dating, we talked about marriage. We both decided we just didn't want it because we didn't see the point. Now we've gotten information about doing common law or civil union, as it's called in the state we live in, because I had a friend whose boyfriend was not allowed in the hospital room with her after her car accident because they were not married. Yes.
Oh.
That's why. Yep. So we are thinking of possibly signing the paperwork for the civil union so we can be in the medical room, talk for each other during emergency. The pressure I get is from my dad. My mom is white and my dad is Indian, from India. So my dad is stuck in a lot of traditional ways about life. It doesn't help he had 3 girls and 2 are not married. My dad for 3 months straight would keep bugging me every time we would talk to marry my boyfriend because it's financially safe. He would also say, you need to combine your money when we get married. He's been open to us doing a civil union, but again, bugging me about it every time we talk. So my anxiety is going crazy about just getting married to make my dad happy. I embarrass him that I'm not married yet and I'm in my 30s. I don't want to get married just because others around me say that my boyfriend is stringing me along. I want to do a civil union. We're open to it, but I don't want a full-blown marriage. I'm in therapy for this and I've talked to my boyfriend about it. It's just hard to shut down those other voices. And the reason I don't want to get married is because the wedding is about my dad's reputation and not me and my boyfriend. We won't get what we want without arguments with my dad. Plus, we don't have the money. We want to buy a house. And the house would be in both our names. This is a case, I think usually, Iliza, we're kind of like, don't buy a house unless you're married. This is a case where you've been together a long time. You know what you want. You're on the same page. Both your names will be on the house. That is a better use of money than a wedding you don't want. 100%.
100%.
But the civil union for the medical reasons is a good idea. If you're already in therapy for the fact that you'd be doing it for your dad, but you don't want to do it for your dad, all we could say is don't do it.
I'm just like, just do the civil union. Just do it. You could always just do it. Just do it for all of those wonderful benefits. Mm-hmm. And you'll just have to hold firm. Tell him to put his pressure on someone else.
On the other married one.
It's so funny because it's usually a mother that cares about that. But here's your Indian dad and he wants you to have this wedding. I mean, let me ask you this. If he was like, I will pay for it, would that change it? Is it a financial thing or is it just you sort of being obstinate? You're like, I don't want to do it just because you want me to do it. Do you have a history of your dad pressuring you into other stuff?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I think sometimes too as kids, like we don't want to do something even if it will be better for us because it's our parents push it so hard. But I think you are just shooting yourself in the foot to not have this civil union just to at least protect yourself medical wise, tax wise. But it's like the more he pushes it, like, I guess my question is it that the more he pushes it, the less you want it? But if he didn't push it, you would want it? I
don't think she would want it.
If you really don't want it, if he's ruined it for you, then you don't want it. If you don't want it, you don't want it. And you've just got to be comfortable with that, just as comfortable as he is pressuring you about it. But do the civil union.
Yeah. Best of both worlds.
Just so you don't get screwed. Yeah.
Top of the cob, starting with bottom.
It's the top of the cob. You're doing it right. Every day. You just take a bite. Top of the cob. And I would like to say, please write in your questions to Ask Iliza. What's our
podcast? Ask Iliza podcast at gmail.com or go to the Ask Iliza Patreon.
Ask Iliza podcast at gmail.com or go to the Patreon. We also have a paid tier called That's It, where I upload cool stuff like a picture of a bunch of honey baked hams, although that was on the general one. And please, if you love our show, even though you've probably tried to proselytize your friends, please pass this show along to a friend or a relative, even if it's just a certain time code of a joke that you like that pertains to them. We would love it if you shared it. And we just had to do that shout out before we get to the juicy cobs.
The juiciest part.
The juiciest niblets.
Okay. Bottom from the listeners, this is just such a weird corporate thing. Having to take a professional style headshot for a badge photo. So frustrating. I just don't like how it looks. Why can't I come in, they do it and print it right then? Basically,
why do we need it at all?
That's a thing. Because it used to be, if you're on like you're at a studio or whatever, like they just print a picture, they put it in the thing, you're good. But this idea that you have to do the photo shoot with the other people who need their headshots done, and then it's for the website and it's for the badge. It's like, you can't make money off my image, me representing you in my blazer.
Looks dumb on like you always look dumb on like a law website or anything like. And here's the people who will be handling your home loan. I'm like, these people look like idiots. It never looks cool. The clothes always look like Nordstrom Rack and Taylor. It always just feels like sad corporate severance.
Yeah.
And also like on your badge, like who's ever been like, let me see if these faces match up. We already have like all this biometrics and barcodes. I think it's an outdated thing that'll kind of go away. It's also demeaning.
It's just annoying. Yeah. My bottom is, so I have tickets to go to the Days of the Dead horror convention this weekend. I'm really excited. There were 3 people I was most excited for. 2 out of the 3 canceled today.
That's awful. Can you get a refund?
No, it's very much, and
that's not fair.
It's very much like that's the whole shtick of these conventions. They're like, doesn't matter what changes, you cannot get, because they'll book people and then those people will cancel.
They know, yeah.
So 2 out of 3 canceled 2 days before, and now I was literally watching their movies like to pick like which movie do I want to bring the poster for, and I was getting my little poster tube ready. I was bothering Glenn about it. I was like, Glenn, what do I choose? Now they canceled. I'm still taking my dad Saturday for some people watching, and I'm going Friday night for a panel after work, but I'm annoyed.
They know that these celebrities are sitting at home and they're like, I don't want to get on a connecting flight to Atlanta for $50,000. Like, I don't want to go.
Or they book a real gig, which is like fine.
They book something else. I mean, I feel that way when I have a show in town and then I can't go because it says lineup subject to change.
Yeah.
But like when you know that people showed up for you, I always feel the need to like put on the internet like, hey guys, I won't be at the Improv. My throat hurts. Yeah. But you do feel bad. They'll get over it. We all get over it.
I'll get over it.
My bottom of the cob is... You'll get over it. When we had a really big storm last night in LA, it's been raining a lot here. And I live in a very mountainous area, so the winds get crazy where we live. My bottom of the cob is when a storm is too cozy. Like it was so violent that like I was trying to like enjoy it and I'm hearing the wind outside and like some furniture move, but it was just so cacophonous and you get anxiety. You're like, is a chair going to come through the window? We have a fireplace in our room. So the rain hits like the tin coming down. So instead of hearing pelt, like rain drops on the window, like I'm just hearing like ding, 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 ding. And you're just, it's so much out. It's too much chaos outside. Weirdly, I could fly through a storm on an airplane because you're kind of like suspended in the middle, but something about having it too violent outside, you're just kind of like, this is the perfect time for a murder. And there's just too much going on. The trees are going too crazy. Where are those birds going to end up?
Yeah.
There's a lot. It was a real bad night's sleep.
And Sierra's nightlight went out.
Because the power went out. And our generator went on, but the thing didn't go on anyways. God forbid she actually just get out of bed and turn it on. Instead, she lost her mind. And that's okay, because I'll take any excuse to comfort my sweet baby. Top of the cob.
Top of the cob. I like this one because it's like, okay, top. The feeling of doing that task, this is from a listener. The feeling of doing that task you've been putting off forever, and it takes 10 minutes and wasn't that bad at all. It's like both top and bottom. Like you're like, God, I could have just gotten this done, but it's finally like checked off. That is a good feeling.
You got to be in a mood sometimes to like just power through like a bunch of bullshit. And then you're like, see, that was a chunk. I took a chunk of bullshit.
Yeah. And my top big news in the Higgins household, my parents were fostering a dog named Spice. They've never successfully fostered any animal. We're adopting Spice. They adopted her today. Spice is a member of the household.
Do you mean never successfully, like they always end up taking the dog in?
Yes, not that the animal dies, but that they go, we're going to foster him and give him back. Every single time they've been given back, someone else has said, I want that animal. And my mom has said, no, actually, she's ours. So Spice lives with us. So it's very exciting.
What kind of dog? I feel like it's like a hound mutt.
No,
it's a bigger
she's
dog.
like a terrier mutt, like very hairy. My parents have never had a dog that needed to be like shaved and groomed. So they're very thrown off because every time she comes in, there's like 6 leaves on her. They don't know what to do.
Send a spicy pic. I want to see that dog. Can't believe you waited this long. My top of the cob is I am really enjoying learning how to DJ, and I have my controller and I have some headphones that I got like used, and it's become, I can honestly say I've never really had a hobby. It's become something that I like go in the office and I just work on my transitions, and
That's nice.
I really like it. And I really like it.
It did make me laugh when we were trying to plan a recording with Danielle, and she's like, oh no, that night Iliza has her DJ practice or whatever. I was like, oh, okay.
I had a friend come over as a real DJ. It's like there's a lot to it, and yet there isn't. Like at a very basic level, there is not a lot to it. And then obviously you have people that create beautiful things.
Yeah.
I'm not here to make my own music. I am just here to throw a party and transition the songs and play dope music. And I'm having a very good time. And I really find joy in it. And I cannot say that about most things.
That's nice.
Good night.